Welcome to my assessment of the teen space at the Burlingame Public Library. In this presentation, I will examine how the space is designed, how the teens interact with it, and how it can be enhanced using the Nordic four space model. Let's begin by exploring the location within the library. The teen space is situated in the first floor in the east corner of the building, centrally located in a quiet corner near high traffic areas. Its placement affects accessibility, visibility, and how teens use the space. While it benefits from proximity to the reference desk and the study room, its separation from other age groups helps create a distinct environment. Let's do a walkthrough. So as you come in, there are stacks with teen uh, literature, and there's this mainly their nonfiction. To the right, that's the study room designated for teens. There's different types of high chairs, comfy couches, that's a reference computer with a desk area. And then there are computers and the printer in the teens. There's a monitor that displays different things in the teen area. The new fiction is to the left and it's labeled with those yellow lines. And then they have a big graphic novel collection. And these are some kind of comic booky things that are associated with the graphic novels. And there's signage that says teens only throughout. These are different pamphlets for the different activities. And they have a bunch of board games as well that teens can use while they're studying. And this is a computer area, which is uh, just for teens, and it tells you the different rules, the do's and don'ts. Some of the computers had headphones and some of them didn't. This kind of just tells you about the meeting for the book club. And this is a study room that is just designated for teens. And as you leave the teen area, this is the cafe area where teens can eat and hang out. And this is the only place in the library they can eat. So, so one key factor affecting the teen space is the access to staff support. While there is a reference computer, there is no reference desk or no direct staff nearby besides it, which is like a bit, the walk to the reference desk is a little bit far. So, technology-wise, the space includes computers, charging station, and printers, and different outlets throughout. So, observing the space, teens use this primarily for studying, somewhat socializing, and the access to the cafe really enhances that. There are areas for both individual group work and also for working together. And also having the conference room there or the study room just for teens, it's, I think, very good. So now I'm just going to go over some recommendations based on the Nordic form model. So I was saying like an inspiration space for adding interactive elements, displays, and of the student artwork. Learning spaces like in providing access to study tools, mobile furniture, and structure support like tutoring. Meeting space, enhancing the group seating and programming options, including using the conference room for that. And performing space, I think it would be an interesting way to encourage team-led activities such as poetry reading or mini presentations. So for an inspiration space, I thought this corner on the library would be interesting, particularly as it could introduce rotating art displays that could be digitized because the display changes throughout the day, throughout it just is on a clock. So featuring the teen creations and interactive elements like recommendation boards and a digital displays for multiple projects that could also really encourage creative engagement. So for learning space, I think improving the space could include adding mobile whiteboards particularly I think during finals that would be very good, or just teamwork. So kids could really write down their ideas, and then some having some group study pods. I know that the chairs kind of try to create those little pods, but also the furniture, it's a little heavy and clunky. That makes it a little bit hard to kind of have a more mobile area. So I think also ensuring that adequate access to power outlets. There are some throughout, but mainly on the wall, particularly in that first where that reference computer is. That's where most of it are. So I think that would be great. And then I think providing some noise canceling headphones that could be checked out could really enhance the usability of this corner, because they are next to the cafe, and it is like on the first floor that it's a little bit of an active area. I think that could really help with learning, to creating a more learning space. And then the meeting space, I think it already has, you can use a QR code to book it, but I think it could really support collaboration by creating a more flexible schedule, and even having like open hours that you don't necessarily have to book it, that you can go there for a certain time during the day for more of a quiet time, as this really does. Closing the door really makes it quiet in there. And I think that could also be a very good way for some scheduled team programming, such as book clubs or just a discussion group, and just having the reservation still for group projects will be great, but I think having just an open hour study time would really enhance and would really utilize this for for enhancing the teen experience at the Burlingame Library. So I was thinking a bit of a performance space. The high school is really nearby for the Burlingame. It's just a 10-minute walk, and it's a high school that is known for its performance art center. So I thought it could be very cool to develop a designated area for some like poetry reading or a small performance or study presentations. I think it would be a good way, and also encouraging teen-led events that could promote those kinds of activities, that they can kind of promote it and collaborate with library staff that could really create a space for them to do some kind of performance. And like I was saying, poetry, or just even just practicing their presentations would be a great place. And I think this open area is pretty good, particularly rearranging some of those heavy furnitures, those heavy chairs. I think that would really help with being able to open up that space and having more modular kind of furniture that could really open up the space like that. So overall, the teen space at the Burlingame Library serves an important role, but with thoughtful adjustments, I could think would be better support the teen engagement, creativity, and learning. I think by refining its layout, increasing staff presence, and incorporating the Nordic forest race model, the library can create a more dynamic, welcoming environment. One thing I really think is optimizing functionality. So the teen space serves as a as a study and social hub, but think clear zoning, structure, engagement, and better accessibility can enhance its usability. And by what I mean by accessibility in this case is having very more modular kind of furniture that can be moved around, not only in to enhance even the creation of study pods and different things. I think that would be very good to optimize the functionality. Encouraging engagement, I think adding team created artwork, flexible sitting, once again with those kind of modular furniture or easy to move around furniture, and interactive elements could foster creativity, collaboration, and a stronger sense of ownership. And this includes with teen-led activities, such as even just poetry reading, or just in general creating those teen-led programs definitely would be great. So intentional design matters. So what I mean by this is like thoughtful layout and adjustments can increase staff presence, and a dedicated activity space can make the environment more welcoming and supportive for teams. The addition of the board games is great, but I think even having some coloring pages with mandalas or even just some jewelry making passive activities could be great to enhance this intentional design. And right now, just the computer section is like the most designated area, and there's just sitting all over, but there is no real kind of area of like this is where this kind of activity could happen or the passive activity, and there is no designated staff that is actively in being there and monitoring. So I think that is something that could definitely be improved upon to enhance the experience and to be supportive to the teams. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.